talking to him. Um, hey, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi guys, my name is Gonzalo Diaz, Letelier. I'm from Chile, and thank you very much for the invitation to all you guys and especially Rene.
Oh, right. Hey, how are you? Renee told me you were gonna call in. Hold on one second. Could I bring your video up on the stream?
Uh,
Cause you're on the Skype video. I could do it on my end. I'm just asking your permission to show your video on the feed.
yes,
Oh, okay.
of course. Let me. Oh,
You don't have to do anything. It's on my end. Don't worry about it. I just wanted to ask you if it was okay. Great. You also the microphone that you're using is a little. It sounds like you're like far away from it. I'm not sure if it's just your computer mic or
let's see. Let me check. Do you hear me?
I can hear you, but it's a little bit muffled.
Let me get it close. Okay, there.
Yeah, that's actually better. So yeah, thanks for calling in. Renee told me you were going to call in. What would you like to talk about?
Oh, I think that because today is
Right.
the commemoration of the anniversary of the Chilean revolt from 2019, and this is a very important event during the last decades in Chile. Maybe we can think about this process to throw some light in other processes, for example, here in the United States. Um, yeah, because we are like in a kind of interregnum between the Chilean revolt of October of 2019 that obviously involves the potency of the feminist revolt of 2018, no? And the plebiscite, the exit plebiscite on the new constitution of 2022. No? So maybe it is interesting to measure the intensities with the field of forces in this conjuncture and its this junction, let's say. Excuse my English.
No,
Not
no, no.
so.
Actually, your English is fine. The one part that's a little bit hard is the audio is a bit muffled. It's going to be hard to have like a long conversation here. I would love to talk. Definitely, let's talk for a little bit here. But I would love to have you call back maybe with maybe if you could get headphones with a microphone or something. It's just that the mic on the computer you're using, it sounds muffled. It's just very hard to sort of hear.
Okay.
But let's talk a little bit about tell people your background first a little bit so people know understand who you are and where you're coming from.
Okay. As I said, I come from Chile. I am living in the United States since 2021, early 2021. I am studying a PhD program of Spanish literature at the University of California, Riverside, and I teach Spanish and political philosophy for the undergraduate students in this university. So, okay, then I don't know.
No, that's so people just to give people an idea of like your background. And so yeah, it's the anniversary of the protests there in Chile, the uprising, and sort of I mean what we're it's interesting how quickly it sort of went from this sort of I guess well, how did you feel when the new constitution got voted down? Because it seemed like Chile was on this sort of leftward trajectory, spurred by the uprising, and then sort of hit like a dead end for now at least with the constitution, the new constitution being, shot down.
Mm. Yeah, I think that the whole conjuncture involves a lot of facts. But I think that the revolt, at the first place, can be thought of as a heterochronic phrase. I think the revolt as not historiographically datable. I think that the revolt opens an anarchic, headless, disjointed time in Chile, a time in which the civil war that runs through us, because the policy is always fractured, becomes explicit in Chile, and that is very strange for the conservative political tradition of Chile. Becomes explicit this civil wars, violence of the forms that go beyond the very statute of the fascist war that closes the world and I think that the revolt interrupts it, overrunning its categorical, identitarian, and patriarchal relational machines. A very intense work, a common work of removing its mythologisms, its patronage, its pastorals, and its apparatus of, let's say, autonomous organization of domination and exploitation, let's say, evangelization, civilization, and neoliberal democracy, three, let's say, incarnation of that device, civilizational device. That is a political device that cross the history of Latin America in general and of Chile in particular. So, however, I think that the installed authoritarian political logic and imaginary that have run through the history of Chile since the 19th century, instantiated as a party of order that blocks and deepening that blocks any deepening of democracy, by virtue of which the peoples can become agents of their own history, unfolds a media, economic, and military terror that today operates a kind of immune paradigm against all forms of proliferation of pagan life or democratic anarchization that have taken place since the late 60s, and against the historical event that an insolent plural singular people has put at stake, the realization of one of the fundamental ideas of modern liberal thought, that the people give themselves their own constitution. That is to say, for me, at least, faced with the event of the disarticulation of these archontic and oligarchic forms of the institution of modern thought, and its thought of the institution in all its registers, let's say, they want to drag us not only towards a moment prior to 1968, by virtue of a cultural battle wielded in terms of conservative counter-revolution or even an inverted Gramscism, but even to a moment prior to the French Revolution at the end of the 18th century. Revoking the aforementioned democratic promise that the people give themselves their own constitution. So, for me, that is the frame in which we can understand the Chilean revolt as an interruption of that historical device that is part of our political and economical and social tradition.
Right. I wish we could have more of a conversation, and maybe we can set something up to talk more, and make sure you have we can get you a better microphone to do it, because it's just a little bit hard to keep hearing the audio quality. But I really appreciate you taking the time to call in on the anniversary of this important event in Chile, and I look forward to talking with you more if you'd like on a different episode when we have better audio quality.
Yeah, of course. I will check this device. It happens that I haven't used this Skype since a lot of years, I think.
Right. No, it's
So
okay. No, it's totally understandable. I think honestly, what are you using for a mic? You're using just like the computer, like the built. You're using like the built-in microphone.
I'm using the incorporated microphone of my computer.
Right. Yeah.
So
Sometimes those aren't so great. We'll figure something out and we'll get you back on the show for sure. Thanks a lot for the call. Have a great night.
have a great day. Thank you.
Bye. Yeah, that was really interesting. I just couldn't. It was hard to make out everything to have a conversation. Hey, what's your name? Where are you calling from? Hello? You should be on the air. Hello? It's not working here. Not working here. Sorry. Let's play a clip. Let's do a clip. First let me read the super chats. Wanda Valentine with a super sticker. Thank you so much. The good old pear character giving me a thumbs up. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Once again, feel free to drop a super chat. I will be sure to read all the super chats before we end today's program. What else we got? Oh, the Gaming Dandy subscriber prime. Patuzissima subscriber prime. Taquito Man subscriber prime. Thank you all so much. Really appreciate the support. What I'm going to close the after this call, if it works, I'm gonna close up Skype for the day. Hey, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Daniel. I live in St. Louis, but now I used to live in Doug Mastriano's district. Hold on.
Well,
for some reason are not.
Hello, you hear me?
1 second.
Sure. Do 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 do.
Come on. Speakers. All right,
Hello.
talk.
Yep. You hear me? Oh no, you don't hear me.
Why isn't this working?
Hello, check. 1 2, check, check. 1 2, 1 2 3 4. Hey, I came into this world as a reject. Oh my god, why did that make me think of that song? Oh yeah, doesn't he start with like check 1 2? I came into the world. Yeah. It's Limp Bizkit, right? Oh my god. Oh my god. All right, I'm gonna have to hang up on you. I'm sorry. Unless you figure this out in 10, 9, 8, 7.
Yeah, let me call back. Let me figure out these audio issues.
6, 5. Okay. I'm gonna have to. I want to take that call too, because obviously he wants to talk about Doug Mastriano, and shit, do I want to talk about Doug Mastriano? All right, let's do one more call here. Hey, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, Matt. It's Rem from Baltimore.
Hey, Rem. How are you doing? What would you like to talk about?
Well, I did have something really specific. I'm not sure if you know who Jesse Gender is, a YouTuber, a trans YouTuber.
Jesse Gender. I might have come across the channel before. The name does sound a little bit familiar, but I'm off the top of my head, I'm gonna have to say no.
It's okay. She's getting pretty popular. She's a Star Trek nerd, and she does a lot of great essays.
Then you and I probably am not familiar because I'm not a Star Trek fan.
Neither am I. No worries. But something really shitty happened through YouTube. They took down one of her videos within
Oh,
like I don't know, an hour or so after it uploaded,
what was
maybe
the
more.
video?
About it was like part two, and it was a long one, talking about Matt Walsh's documentary and what is a woman nonsense. Um, and the first part was amazing. We were all waiting for part two. She says, hold on," and it kept getting longer. And then I didn't even get to see it because it got taken down so fast. So um, I guess it was really cool. On Majority Report today, someone called in and talked about it. I thought that was awesome. I didn't expect that, and then I thought I would do the same thing.
Why did it get removed? I mean, obviously some bullshit decision, I'm sure, but what was their reasoning?
Yeah, you can look at her posts, and she explains it pretty in depth. So basically, it got taken down because of some stupid technicality of like nudity or something, but it was just because she was showing clips of his documentary. So
Right,
it doesn't make sense.
right.
And she's furious, she's upset, and she's trying to get it repealed, but they keep denying it. And so now she's going to go re-edit it. Um, and hopefully it won't get taken down again. And she kind of suspects that it might be Matt Walsh trying to attack her or
What,
something.
oh wait, hold on. Did I just get, what's going on here? Oh, got a raid from Dylan Burns. Hello, Dylan Burns viewers. How are you all doing today? My name is Matt Binder. I am hosting my weekly Doomed show, which talks about right-wing politics. And I'm currently talking to a wonderful regular listener of the show, Rem. And Rem was just telling me about Jesse Gender, a YouTuber who did a video essay on Matt Walsh's ridiculous and horrible "What is a Woman" documentary, and apparently Jesse Gender is having issues with YouTube taking down her video. What was the nudity? Do you know?
No, I'm not sure, but in his documentary, he actually he tricked a lot of people for interviews because that's how
Right.
scummy he is, and that he felt like that was his only way to like get people on his documentary because why would anyone want to be a part of that? So there was like a young underage trans boy, I'm pretty sure, and they had top surgery. I don't think they were underage. I don't remember. I don't quite remember. But I think they had top surgery, and Matt had no problem showing that on camera since he's against, child porn and right or child nudity or teenage nudity, and yet he likes to convey that, oh, this is not really a boy, it's really a girl. And okay, well, by that logic, then you're showing, you know, top nudity. Then
Right.
if that's your logic, if that's your argument, then that person did not consent to this.
Right.
So that was extra fucked up.
Right.
And he refuses to do anything about it. He's ignoring her point with her essays that he claimed that nobody on the left can criticize, can come up with any kind of counter argument or even talk about it. Well, he has it behind a paywall. How is anyone supposed to see? You have to be
Right.
part of the Daily Wire Plus nonsense.
Right. Yeah, that's
no one
right.
cares.
So like the documentary's not on YouTube, right? Listen,
No.
it's YouTube clearly should let certain types of things through when it's critiquing something like that, but also in this case I do sort of get where they're coming from. They have a pretty strict non-nudity policy. Like if you look on YouTube,
For sure.
you're not going to find nudity anywhere, like even in non-political content. They're pretty strict, and
And then,
I understand why. They have all ages on that
you're
site,
right.
so I get it. I think Jesse Gender should totally just keep the clip in, but just blur it or censor it in a way that people can understand what's visually there, but without
Right.
breaking YouTube's
Yeah, she
policies.
She tends to do that. She had a great a two-parter about the boys, great show. And she breaks that down beautifully, and she had to blur out so much because of the copyright stuff. And yet there's a lot of nudity in that show.
Right.
So I'm just guessing if that was what taking it down. She doesn't quite know either because they refuse to tell her, and I guess YouTube tends to do that to people.
Oh, so it's they didn't flag it for that specifically, so we don't know. That's only a guess, right?
I think they said it again. You might have to check her community post. I think they did mention it maybe, but then the second time they declined her appeal, they didn't say anything. I'm not sure, but again, but it'd be really awesome if you'd reach out and maybe have her on your show sometime. Not soon, but sometime.
No, yeah, that's a great idea. Always looking to collaborate with other YouTubers, especially really good ones. And this,
She's a great one.
I'm looking at some of the content here. Seems like a lot of good stuff here. Yeah,
She's very funny. She's very goofy. She's very lighthearted. She's very honest.
Right.
It's just really messed up that this happened.
Right. I mean, on the YouTube issue specifically, they should absolutely be more upfront and transparent about exactly why videos get flagged and taken down, so YouTubers know what to fix, or
Right.
edit to make it comply with the policy. But if it is specifically that, I do understand. I would not put, even if it's critiquing someone else's thing, that's a pretty strict rule they have, and I think it's a okay rule to have too, if that's how they want to run their platform, especially being that it's a fairly all ages platform. Like, it's not like Twitter, where most of the people.
No, you're right. But
Right.
especially trans youth gets flagged for sexual content just for being
Yeah,
queer.
that's not fine, obviously. Like, if it's something like
No.
that, then we got an issue here for sure. If it is the nudity, then I understand the takedown. But if it's something more than that, like them viewing a basic trans rights issue as it being sexualized in some way generally, then that's a problem. And it's too bad that I don't know if we're gonna find. Well, we will find out, because if Jesse edits the video and censors that particular clip and it still gets taken down, then we know there's something going on here.
For sure. It's been happening for so long. A lot of young trans people just talking about things, or just anything. It just doesn't matter if you put any kind of LGBTQ or just any type of in the tags. You're gonna get like targeted. Maybe
I remember
it
that.
just depends.
I remember that being a real issue, because they viewed LGBTQ terminology as as sexualized, I guess, due to how they scrape porn terminology and basically ban that type of stuff. And because porn has those specific categories, that was getting stuck under that umbrella, which it shouldn't be, obviously. But that was a big issue. I remember that. I remember a bunch of LGBTQ YouTubers came out and very publicly called out YouTube about their content being delisted or demonetized or taken down, or even when it wasn't taken down, it wasn't being equally their reach was down because it wasn't being equally visible on the platform as everybody else's non-LGBTQ content. I'm pretty sure they fixed that issue now, but maybe
I thought they did.
Right.
I'm not sure. I really don't know.
Right.
I don't really make any LGBTQ content. I just do. I make short films. And speaking of, if you don't mind me making a plug, I've been collaborating with Renee, and we've been talking for a long time. Actually.
Oh, please do so.
I can't remember when we started talking. It might have been in the spring or summer. So we're collaborating on something. He made a song, and I thought it was cool. And then I was in the middle of making a tiny little short film, and then I randomly threw his song on there. I'm like, wow, this actually kind of works. I like this a lot. I think we can make something here. And then I ended up kept adding things and adding things. So now it's like 20 minutes long. So it's a very condensed short film, and it connects to something else that I'm working on. But it's a standalone, and it's called Night of the Phantom. And you can find me on Miss Heathen on YouTube, or just I guess that's all I'm at.
Miss Heathen on YouTube?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Cool. I think I found you. Yep, that's you. I'll have to watch this.
Yeah, I got a bunch of teaser trailers up right now. I'm still editing process, finishing up touches. I'm just kind of having not having access to a computer at the moment. Long story. Yeah, and then you can also Renee's going to help me out a lot with in the coming future with more short film stuff that I'm working on. And you can always check him out at Repo Destruction on Bandcamp. You can listen to it's called Phantasma is the name of the song, and I did with a version some stuff too, but I think he did most of the work. Just saying. So he's very talented. So
sounds Renee created that awesome song for the intro to the second half of the show. Thanks for calling in and letting me know about what was what's going on with Jessie Gender's videos. I'm definitely going to reach out for a future episode and have her on.
For sure. And I forgot. And I have a Patreon, but
go ahead.
No
please.
Followers.
Feel free.
I have no followers yet, so that's it. Yeah, Miss Ethan on Patreon. That'd be great if I get some help and some funding so I can make better short films.
There you go, everyone. Go check it out. Thanks for the call. Always a pleasure.
Yeah, great show, Matt. Appreciate the call.
Take care, Rem. Bye. All right. I'm gonna take this one last call because this is the caller who couldn't hear me before. Let me see if this is fixed now. Hey, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. Can you hear me?
Yes.
There we go.
My phone instead of my laptop, which was bugging.
Boom. So I know you said it before, but for people who may just be tuning in now,